ladies, in an uncontrollable lust-crazed frenzy, stampeded the ring like cattle, trying to get a hold of him. Shawn scrambled to escape the clutches of the horde, but to no avail. They quickly cornered him and proceeded to ravage him mercilessly. When they were through, Shawn was left lying motionless, sans his clothing and some hair, yet with a big ol' grin stamped on his face. He loved the attention, and more so, he loved the women. His craving for attention and multiple women led him to leave wrestling and become a politician where he can get his fill of both.
All these divas back then used their sexuality to get what they wanted.
This tour could be great for you, and I personally guarantee that you'll have a very good time.
If they were looking to manage someone, they'd use their body.
I'm so happy that I found a real man, instead of that CLB Christian. And you're even better outside the ring than you are inside.
I'm looking for a superstar who's man enough for me to spend my time on.
Stacy says that she has other assets, if you know what that means. And that's all you have to do if you want the women to fall all over you. Win your matches.
You know, I've been thinking, maybe I could arrange for a little consultation with Stacy myself.
The divas only care about you if you're able to win matches.
Got a bra and panties match against Trish Stratus that you're not gonna wanna miss.
And if you do, you get invited to watch their bra and panties matches. Get in-ring lap dances, that is, until Eric Bischoff and his annoying voice comes out to cockblock you.
Whoa, stop the music, stop the music.
As long as you're also not Eric Young, that guy's a creep.
Can you keep him away? Are you wearing my perfume?
I love you.
Oh, creepy.
Sorry.
That's it, this interview's over.
No. Hey, go me.
These girls flirt with the best of them. I thought this was wrestling, not softcore porn. Nothing kills a boner faster than the voice of Jimmy Hart.
Hey now, don't get cocky, Daddy-O. Hopefully you'll be as good in the ring as you seem to be with the ladies.
Remember when Mickie James was Trish Stratus' lesbian stalker? Well, these games gave you a sequel. Natty Nightheart, the lesbian superfan. Mickie James has just won the first ever Divas Royal Rumble. Before that was an actual real-life thing, and Natty Nightheart last eliminated Beth Phoenix. Natty is just completely obsessed with Mickie James. Obvious lesbian undertones, and she gets very jealous when Kelly is offered to be Mickey's tag partner.
And I need to find a partner who isn't afraid of a fight. Know anybody like that?
Well,
Oh, Mickie, I'll do it. Remember how I wanted to team with you? This would be perfect.
Natty's gonna push her out of the way so that she can be the tag partner. And now Natty has started dressing like Mickie.
Mickie, that was awesome. You were awesome.
Thanks, Natalia. You were great too.
Really? You really think so? That means the world to me, coming from you.
Natty goes in for a super tight hug.
I just knew you'd feel that way, Mickie.
And possibly even more.
She gets very jealous if you choose to talk to Brian Kendrick, who's supposed to be your boyfriend,
Sorry,
instead
Natalia.
of her.
Brian and I are busy right now. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Brian Kendrick and Mickie James are a thing.
Natty hates all of this, and Kendrick is gonna pay with a chair shot to the back of his head.
Why are you doing this, Natty? She rips that chair away from Natty, and Natty has to retreat. Oh, Kendrick thinks that Mickie James hit him. Natty is so jealous of Brian Kendrick and Mickie James' relationship.
Is she going out to romantic Italian restaurants with me? No. When she receives flowers, does she think for a second that they could be from me? No.
Natalia, what is wrong with you?
See? It's not so much fun having it happen to you, is it, Mickie? And that hug leads to a slap fight.
You were supposed to be my best friend. How dare you?
Mickie is gonna defeat Natty in a one-on-one match.
And her and Kendrick celebrate their true love. With all this filth...
Would you listen to that crowd? Oh man, those divas are so hot, they should be wearing asbestos lingerie.
We're gonna need somebody like Stephanie McMahon to put an end to it.
That was perfect. It's about time someone cleaned up the filth, perversion, and exploitation of women here on Raw.
And she needs help from other divas. Divas like Lita, who's also sick of the filth.
The only thing better than 2 divas is 3 divas. I've got nothing against a woman who wants to do a little house cleaning, but this is just wrong.
Tori Wilson has a problem with this. She's still gonna be sexy, and she leaves with your character. Kurt Angle also believes there's way too much filth, and he goes to beat up the biggest pervert of them all, Big Daddy V.
Tramps wiggling in their fannies and falling out of bikinis. That's not wholesome. And it's not American.
Well, your character says Lita doesn't know what it's even like to be a woman. Your character beats Kurt Angle, and Trish comes out to celebrate. Stephanie's gonna have none of that.
Thanks to you, Raw is going to remain a cesspool of filth and exploitation.
She ruins lives, but looks hot doing it.
Viscera has a score to settle with Stephanie McMahon as well.
And nothing is hotter than watching Stephanie get a spanking from Trish Stratus.
This has got to be the greatest moment in the history of WrestleMania. I can't wait for the DVD.
If you're like me, you probably got a good amount of these games as Christmas presents. And nothing screams Christmas more than a bra and panties match. We are gonna get a Christmas-themed lap dance from Stacy Keebler.
Yes, THQ. This is exactly the cutscene I want my parents to walk in on while I'm trying to play my new game over Christmas break.
I might let you play Santa afterwards. That means if you win, you can take a seat in the middle of the ring, and I'll sit on your lap and tell you what I want for Christmas.
This is my favorite Hallmark Christmas movie ever.
Wow, that Stacy is one hot little tomato. I think I'm putting her on my Christmas list this year.
And remember, if I win tonight, you get to play Santa.
Only 3 words come to mind, JR. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, if Mom sees this, she is totally gonna return this back to the store.
You know, Show, now that I'm around, you're gonna get something that you haven't had in a long, long time.
You made the right decision when you hooked up with me, Trish.
Stephanie, rephrase that. I am not gonna help you spank your dad.
As if just winning wasn't enough, you're also gonna get Stratisfaction, guaranteed.
Oh, and I always, trust me, always keep my promises.
It wasn't so much wrestling simulator, more erotic interaction simulator. Imagine if they tried to recreate this in current WWE games.
Come over here. Stratisfaction is guaranteed.
Or put this in VR mode. You'd get a whole new audience willing to buy these games again. And your created character was given the option of any diva he chose. So you might like Stacy, but you may prefer Trish. But if Trish isn't your thing, Tori Wilson. And that Tori Wilson is not subtle.
Yeah, I've been thinking. Maybe I could escort you down to the ring tonight. And later, if you want, we could team up again.
You gotta be picking up what she's laying down.
I guess we should get changed for the match then. You wanna help me out?
This is so much better with Tori Wilson. But imagine I was playing this season mode as Vince McMahon. Then you wouldn't want me to pick up what's being put down. And if you are picking it up, it's makeout time. Wait, I thought she was going to get changed for a match. Oh, and then it progresses to the showers. And off goes a bra. Wait a minute. If I'm remembering what was happening before this happened, doesn't she have a match coming up?
And these story modes started off so innocent. We were just trying to figure out how to incorporate the divas into wrestling games. Innocent stuff, like judging a beauty contest. And now you've got hoes.
Godfather in the ring with his whole train. I love it, Cole. Godfather having all kinds of fun with his ladies.
And strippers.
Those wrestlers are hardcore and stuff. They were amazing.
And this woman who keeps visiting you as you win matches in WWF Warzone, she's a hooker, right? She drives up and propositions you.
But if your wrestler sucks and loses all the time, well, to quote timeless Tony Storm, watch for the show. You know what acclaimed character wouldn't give you a hard time for losing all these matches? Head. Head also had a voice. so it wasn't all in Al Snow's head.
Why suffer from insanity when you can enjoy it?
And then you may accidentally walk in on Sable wearing just a towel.
What are you doing here? This is the women's locker room.
You got two options. You can pretend that you weren't paying attention, which Sable is more receptive of. She's so receptive that she's gonna follow you back to the male locker room and give you a massage.
You look pretty worked up. You're never gonna win tonight with that much tension. Come here and lie down for a minute.
Is Sable even a licensed masseuse?
Whatever you do, don't think about Brock Lesnar's feelings. Or that he may come in and see his wife rubbing you down.
And no one that can stop me.
You and me, bra and panties match, right now.
I win.
Looks like things are getting pretty hot in there. I guess sometimes nice guys finish first after all. Or at least tense guys do.
But you get a crappy result if you actually tell her you knew exactly what you were doing by bursting into their locker room.
Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm gonna slap you silly!
I kind of just think that the WWE has a lot of voyeurs on their staff. How long were they filming to catch what Maria and Edge were up to?
Our cameras were rolling after we went off the air last week, and we caught a little camaraderie between Edge and our general manager.
I'm prepared to do a lot more for you.
He's got a strange idea of a date night.
Cook me some dinner and we watch my best of DVD?
Not exactly.
And whatever Edge and Maria are up to, it's no business of this nuisance, Mr. Kennedy.
It's this 6'5" mutant growth sprouting from your neck. That thing is nasty.
Butt out, dude, butt out.
And can Kennedy bus Edge that Edge is hooking up with more divas? Yeah, all the divas back then are super loose, according to the writers of these games.
Edge versus Michelle McCool, rolling in the ring, exchanging holds, and...
What?
It's almost like the rated R superstar is a sketchy, untrustworthy dude.
Honey, baby, listen, it's all lies.
I don't want to hear it. What I've just seen has completely devastated me.
I'll leave you two alone.
You're in big trouble. Oh, mister!
For upsetting Maria, she's gonna make you face the Brothers of Destruction. Also, you have 10 minutes to get your shit out of her office. Okay, well, Edge still wins the Rumble, but Kennedy comes back out with Maria.
I see that Maria has gotten Edge's very, very generous gift.
You should have seen how snug it fit. The way it hugged my hips and really pushed up my... Well, you get what I'm saying. Unfortunately, you'll never get to see it.
And you know what? It's gonna be you and Kennedy in a cage.
Think I'm going to jump in there for a meaningless brawl days before WrestleMania and risk injury?
Oh, that's not happening. That's our Mania match. And at WrestleMania, Maria gets back with Edge.
What in the hell did Maria just do?
And they start making out. Well, that's a choice.
I got the girl. I got the power. And I got the WWE Championship. Me, the rated R superstar. The smartest, most cunning man in WWE history.
Modest, too.
What? The hero is walking off into the sunset with his best girl? Sounds like a happy ending to me.
Edge got kinda lucky. Dating Maria is very easy, unlike when he had to deal with Candice Michelle and her magic wand that made him speak another language.
So how are you enjoying being a WWE diva?
At first, it was kind of weird. But now, wow, look at me. I'm a perfect 10.
A perfect 10? Oh, please. This is what a perfect 10 looks like.
I hate to tell you, you're not a perfect 10. A 9 maybe, but him. I mean her.
Yes, there was legit magic going on in these games.
You know, Edge, I think even Daivari could have put that better. In fact, let's find out.
Chikorkani, bebeğim! Chikorkani! İki sınoya maniste, İngilizce nis, Chikorkani bir cahana, Chikorkani bir şeyinca.
Whoa!
We've got a rematch tonight. And like I said, you're going to see what it's like to be in the ring with the perfect 10.
And Candice used that wand to do all kinds of strange things, which really messed with Big Daddy V's head.
I have the weirdest boner.
Okay, after all this stuff I've described, are you boned up?
As you know, Bobby Lashley and I are WWE's top power couple. And after careful consideration, we've decided to expand our influence by becoming a power trio.
I'm gonna pass on thruppling with you and Lashley.
Maybe he should have just stuck with the manipulating type, like Trish Stratus. And I don't remember this scene being in Trish Stratus's Christmas rom-com.
If you do exactly what I tell you tonight, you're coming back to my hotel room after the show. Do you understand?
But I like my room. It's got all my action figures in it.
Matt, you should hear what they're saying to each other. I don't even think a girl like Lita knew some of those words.
You think, oh, well, Tori Wilson is just a lot nicer, but she's willing to manipulate you too.
Stop it right now!
How do you think it makes me feel? Knowing that you guys are all trying to out-macho each other for me. And don't tell me that's not what's going on. Believe me, I know men, and I know when you're trying to impress a woman.
She sees right through him, Cole. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever tried to impress a woman?
Well, partner,
Don't answer that.
And they are so determined to become world champion that they would actually rather be celibate than not have an opportunity to compete for the world title. Why not both? Even Stone Cold knows this.
Please, as a favor to me?
All right. As a favor to you, I'll do what I can.
Thanks so much. I owe you one. Now you'd better go get ready.
Which is why I don't feel totally bad when John Cena's like, hey, for a title shot, I'd dump Tori Wilson.
Cena, we've been through this already. You had your chance and you blew it.
What? Because I messed around with Tori Wilson? Is that what this is about? Man, I'd kick her to the curb in a second for a chance at the WWE title.
And I've heard that she likes it rough.
Your fellow wrestlers are all sexual deviants. That's true.
I had a dream last night that I beat Paragon and was signed by Mandy Rose to Raw. Then the dream got crazy. But we don't need to get into that.
Hey, Cody, here comes that peephole guy.
So I said to her, what do you mean? Wait until the plane lands.
Hunter?
And then she says, are you serious?
Hunter!
And then I say, the beverage cart has a certain ambiance.
Hunter!
What? Oh, we're live? Hi.
We actually watch you on NXT all the time. And at least when my friend Trey here isn't hogging the laptop and watching weird videos of who knows what.
She's kidding. I told you to stay out of my browser history.
And nobody's as perverted as Vince McMahon. But guess what they use as a belt to be hung up when they're about to do a ladder match and the winner gets control of Trish Stratus's managerial services?
I like it. I like it a lot. But what are we gonna hang above the ring?
Was RVD just waiting for a chance to suggest that panties be used as our prize? Trish, you really gotta lock your bags.
That's it, your WrestleMania match right there!
And I can't believe that Mr. McMahon just made a match where Trish is the prize.
That is the face of a man who's about to do all kinds of wrong things to this pair of underwear the minute all these guys leave the room.
Forget this smut.
I want dating. I want awkward flirting.
Let's make these games feel more like a dating simulator. So let's keep the romance. I want some PG Saved by the Bell-ness.
It's like watching a drama on the CW. No, seriously. I'm sitting here watching and I feel like all I should do is add some of that CW music in the background and it would be the exact same thing.
Cody wants to hit on a girl, but Ted Jr. also has a crush on Kelly Kelly. Then you're gonna have fake weddings that get spoiled by outside interference.
The Miz is a real matchmaker, which is why he arranges it so that you and Gigi Dolan are gonna get real married on TV, even though you're not in an actual relationship. And you almost actually end up married until Seth Rollins and his real-life wife, Becky Lynch, come out to interrupt the ceremony.
Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins? What is the WWE Women's Champion thinking? This is a sacred ceremony.
And here I am thinking, oh yeah, obviously this wedding's gonna be ruined. They saw each other before the ceremony.
Gigi, what are you doing? I'm not supposed to see you before the ceremony.
Well, shoot. I guess if watching me beat up Maurice in this beautiful dress didn't jinx our wedding, this definitely put a nail in the marital coffin.
Real or fake, it's still nice to feel like somebody wants you in this crazy wrestling world.
You are not gonna spoil my TV wedding!
Anything's possible, like having cute dates with Eve Torres.
You are really forward with Eve. Shoot your shot, I guess. And when you do, sometimes those shots land.
Eve, I really like you, and I want you. Do you want me too?
Oh no, Hornswoggle's here.
And Finley chases Swoggle like a dad with a misbehaving kid. Get a leash on Hornswoggle.
And you don't have to treat Stacy Keebler as just a sex object, but she could be a real woman with feelings.
Don't you want to be with her? You won't regret it.
She could be your girlfriend, to quote Avril Lavigne. Instead, nah, she's eye candy.
Nobody seems to be going to her for how to strategize for a big match, just for strip teases and lap dances.
Congratulations. I think this business relationship is going to work out just fine.
That's what you get for a reward. Still better than the Speed Championship, I would say.
Stacy Keebler stripping away.
You can feel the electricity in the air.
All
right.
Off goes her shirt.
What a turn of events!
She's got legs like the ZZ. Top song suggested it was once a Baltimore Raven. Shirley who worked for WCW2.
I've never seen anything like it.
She's your very sexy manager with benefits.
Wow!
You know what managers wouldn't do that. Jenny Hart is able to stay dressed at work. Little Albano never took off his drawers. Mr. Fuji. Actually, he was a freak. Backstage.
Anything can happen here!
This is still a wrestling game, right?
Magnificent!
Cause I thought I was supposed to win matches, maybe have a feud.
Awesome! That was bone-crushing. A bad situation is about to get worse. Oh my! That was picture perfect.
But this feels more like those Dead or Alive games.
Hey, let's do it.
Let's get it on! Call an ambulance! Kaboom! Miz and Morrison have a problem that Eve agreed to go out with you.
Oh, Eve Torres missed your date, but that's because Miz and Morrison lied to her.
According to Miz and Morrison, you can't go out with Eve. You're not on their level. And Eve comes up to apologize for missing your date. Miz and Morrison would have hurt your character had Eve shown up to that date. And that's just way too much drama. You can't see her anymore. Way to go, in crowd. You may have just ruined true love.
Through a set of crazy misunderstandings, Doudrop confesses that she has a crush on Rick Boogs.
I see what's going on here. You've got a little thing for Boogs, huh?
Well, he is extremely handsome. And who knows, maybe someday we could make a little boo drop.
But also, Doudrop makes it seem like Liz Morgan has a crush on you.
Yeah, I don't really know her. But maybe. So, I take it you don't have a huge crush on me.
Nope.
Tori Wilson wants to break up with her boyfriend, Chris Masters. Chris Masters is very jealous. He leaves a bunch of threatening messages.
Don't think for 1 second that I don't know that you're the reason me and my girl split up. And don't think that you're not going to pay for it either.
Tori's just like, sorry about my crazy ex-boyfriend. Let's just do something without him.
And I'd definitely be up for spending some time together after the show.
After the show, she's so proud that you win matches, and she's even gonna send you some sexy, flirty photos. During that same time, Candice Michelle wants to get romantic, and you can either keep that on the low, or be straight up with her dude.
But I'm not just interested in a professional professional relationship. Things haven't been going well with my man and me lately, and I think you're the one for me. I just don't know how I should handle it. What do you think I should do?
She's kind of playing Edge, and Edge is pissed that you're interfering in his love life. Even the magazine doesn't know if Edge and Candice are even still together. I know who would know.
The stands. Edge is gonna leave you a lovely message.
I don't know what you've been telling my girl, but you better cut it out. She's not the type to waste time on losers.
Candice, she wants to manage you.
So I'll see you out there. And hopefully before. I just love having you for a partner.
Damn, she's really flirty. Edge says, you want her? She's a gold digger. Good luck. So it's gonna be you and Candice versus Edge and Tori. Both of these girls are in my DMs.
Don't tell my fella I said this, but Chloe and I are kinda looking forward to being in the ring with you.
These girls aren't loyal. Candice is like, maybe I shouldn't have left Edge.
I don't know how to say this, but I think I might have made a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have left him. I don't know. I'm so confused.
Then next week, she's gonna leave you another message.
I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry, I was being so silly.
Damn, girl. Make up your mind. Well, it's worth it, because she's brought something sexy for this weekend.
And I bought a little something that I think you're really gonna like. It's a really little something.
And now Tori's back messaging you.
You looked great. But then again, you always do.
I could just picture the preteen boy getting horned up that all these fictional girls are sending these type of messages. Candice now just wants to be friends, and she's gonna get back with Edge.
Hey baby, sorry things didn't work out between us. I had fun, but a girl's gotta think of her future, you know?
And she's gonna send you a picture to remember her by. So SmackDown 2008. Another diva wants to seduce you. This time it's the late Ashley. She shakes her booty and even has your back after a nice unprotected chair shot was given to Ken Kennedy's head.
Don't say it, JBL. What? What's wrong with saying it? Damn, that girl can put on a show.
Also, Michelle McCool is sending you pictures after you impress her.
Dating is tough. Just watch poor Sheamus here.
Of course I didn't want to team up with Sheamus. What would I want with a guy who looks like a zombie carrot?
If Maurice isn't interested, which why would she be, Beth Phoenix will go out with you.
Liked it. In fact, that's why I beat Maurice up tonight. Jealousy.
Beth? You liked it?
Love sometimes takes a few broken bones. Lord knows I've broken a few over the years. I think you and I, we could be something, Sheamus.
Yes. Strength and beauty. Sheamus and Beth.
Make sure to send me an invitation to the wedding, so I can be somewhere else.
Beth is completely over Santino at this point.
No more of this, Santino. No more of this cowardly, just barely not losing. I'm not in WWE to not lose. I compete to win. I dumped you for a reason, remember?
Not every wrestler has divas falling all over them.
Please don't do this, Heartsweet. Santino is sorry. Come back. We could be the biggest tag teamers of all the times.
Get it through your head, Santino. Whether it says so on your scorecard or not, you're a loser.
She will be back, and I will continue my not losing ways.
Sometimes you gotta take whatever options are given.
You were constantly trying to set me up with her, but she was like 75.
No, not that. I mean, I always refused to do a British rules match. And by the way, Amelia passed away last year. God rest her soul. And by the way, Amelia's younger sister's the bartender now. I think you love her. Doesn't look a day over 72.
Or just go on sad friend dates.
Hey, you! Listen, there's a big movie opening that we can go to this weekend, and the GM's trying to get some superstars for an autograph signing. We should go to one of them, or maybe even both. What do you think?
But seriously, Red and Trey are in love, and they don't even know it.
This truly is a historic day. I don't think I've seen you dressed up since our senior prom.
Oh yeah. Our one and only date together because no one else would go with us?
I remember showing up in that sweet homemade $1 Million Man suit. Didn't you wear a cane mask? No wonder we couldn't get dates.
To be fair, the theme of the prom was a masquerade.
Like the transition from unprotected chair shot to protected, the way the women are handled in these games has also changed, for good and bad. They've gone from every interaction being sexual to now just a high amount of them being unnecessarily hostile. Not even like the DS games where they'd say, hey. No, they're almost just angry right off the bat. And I get it in Charlotte's case. Buzz is just being a friggin' mark.
Maybe you should leave that to me and my dad.
Do you really think that Charlotte hasn't heard that one before?
It used to be people like Chris Masters could get all the girls posing. Everybody wants to be him.
But this one is my favorite.
Chris Masters is a complete mimbo. They're jealous of his success, him winning the tag belt, and you as his tag team partner don't even get mentioned.
You're not? Seriously? I could have sworn you were. I mean, if there were two of me, we'd be champions by now. But I don't think you two could handle two masterpieces.
Tag teaming with Chris Masters is just not gonna work out. He takes way too many passive-aggressive digs at you. That's not the foundation for long-term success.
But I gotta ask, in these old school games, who got treated like the biggest object of lust? Was it Tori, Trish, Stacy, Candice Michelle? Modern games, you just go up to the women and they laugh at you.
I play these games for the escapism, not realism.
Some of these women are willing to help you. A little praise isn't a bad thing. Natty is like, hey, you wanna go get a drink and watch Total Divas? Even these days, you get someone like Asuka who wants to be your manager. She's nice.
And Kelly really proves my point that this feels like a dating simulator. What's with the 20 questions?
Some divas can be nice. And Sasha can be hyped when you finally shut up The Miz.
You finally shut up The Miz.
And now these games make a lot more elaborate storylines that focus on the women's division.
It used to be somebody like The Miz could come out, host a diva search.
It's about the eye candy. We know that's all the divas are good for, right?
And then mock somebody like Mickie James.
WWE Divas are not just pretty faces and sexy bodies, Miz.
And back then, The Miz would laugh her off.
Here's a competition for you, Mickie. Let's see how fast you can get your little rear end back to the locker room and put on a bikini.
Changing times, because back then, if he said something like that, he probably would have got a face pop.
But now, dismissing her feels like a heel move. Well, Maurice is here to take out the unhot trash.
Don't worry, Miz. I'm here to take out this trash.
What a great couple Miz and Maurice are. And Lawler, well, he's completely horned up.
But I like eye candy. It's my favorite kind. Are we gonna start the swimsuit competition now?
I'm sorry, King, but we're out of time.
Wait!
There's always next year, King. There's always next year.
But Mickie turned out to be a prophet. Women are now gonna start feuds just like the male wrestlers. And that brings out Beth Phoenix, who wants a piece of Mickie James.
There's a fine line between brave and stupid, Michael. It remains to be seen which side Mickie is on.
In the early days, you'd get some catty divas. If Jericho tried to flirt with Eve and Mickie, they'd make fun of him. They want him out of the locker room.
You probably heard I won this last night at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we saw, Chris. Way to go.
Thank you very much, Eve.
Maurice and Beth are about to have a catfight.
If the Glamazon wants to talk about things that are dumpy, let's talk about the Glamazon's butt.
Just for that, I'm gonna take my time and really punish you before I pin you.
And then there's Eve with Santino, and Eve sets him up to go face Kane later.
Now, Santino, he is a man of honor. A brave man of honor.
That's great news. I'll let Kay know that you'll take him on tonight.
Don't! I mean, don't wait around here. You go set it up. And I need to get ready to unleash my fist of fury on Kane.
Okay, you are so brave, Santino.
Jericho makes fun of Santino's flirting, but that's kind of hypocritical since we just watched Chris Jericho get shot down by Eve.
You trying to impress a girl, Santino? Because I can think of a few things that would impress her more than getting wheeled out of the ring on a stretcher.
Kane is big and red, like a fire truck. and the fire in my heart is one he cannot put out.
Then Hulk Hogan had a wrestling game for the 360 Kinect, and in that game, you hit on the promoter Ripper's girlfriend.
You gotta keep an eye out on her, brother.
That sounded like Jillian Hall. Holy cow! That's Matt Hardy.
He went that way.
Batista is almost KO'd by Jillian Hall. These trifling divas.
Oh my God! What the hell's going on around here?
Don't be ridiculous. What's wrong with this stupid door?
Is it locked?
No, it's just stuck or something.
Or divas getting with top stars, like John Cena, who gets busted by HBK and Stephanie while trying to hook up with Tori. Stephanie had a crush on Cena, but now HBK's gonna get that title match since you humiliated Stephanie.
Oh, that's gonna violate HR. No one hates women more than Stephanie.
Because I know how you like doing favors for the boys in the back.
These divas were calling each other whores and sluts and that their legs were open 24/7. Even AEW gave it a college try when it came to getting a woman storyline. In AEW, you get a dinner date. Your character is able to invite somebody over for dinner. If you choose Riho, you're gonna upset Kenny Omega. Wow, you're even gonna get dessert with her too? No wonder Kenny Omega shows up to confront you. Jealous boyfriends are always a problem. Delete her number. Riho was actually in on it with Kenny. Kenny's not completely over it. He's gonna powerbomb you through a table at a signing. Look, it's Andrade, and he mocks you for complaining about having to work out. You remember the one that I said looked like the Brave girl if she was roided out? Well, she pops up at the airport and starts talking shit to Stone Cold. She even outmuscles Stone Cold, who, just by the look on his face, looks a little turned on by this. She's all about defending her homeland of Scotland, and she'll do it against the likes of Ember Moon. And now here comes Natty. She wants a shot at Brave here, but she gets catapulted to her death. Yeah, she's dead. Oh no, never mind. Brave Girl knew that Natty would just land in the lake. Beth Phoenix arrives, not thrilled that you almost killed her friend. And after she loses, she's just gonna walk out. She's gonna avoid the catapult. That's kinda dark. That was a murder, or at least an attempted one. These games even joke that wrestlers will attempt that. Your story in the TNA game starts as Homicide beats your ass into a concussion and leaves you with amnesia in the middle of Mexico, and everybody now just assumes you're missing. You find your way back in TNA, and Jeff Jarrett is here to meet you.
Listen, I just want to help you. Help keep you safe. Help your career.
Help you, sell you gold. Jarrett really does it all.
I could crown you king, or I can rip that crown right off your head, crush your face with it, and dump your body in Mexico for the rats to feast on. I've done it before.
Did Jeff Jarrett just admit to committing multiple murders? And with the help of LAX, it sounds like Jarrett's about to kill again.
And you that we make some business. You better win that belt, or we gonna melt pieces of your friend to you in little plastic bags, along with the pictures of how we did it.
Poor Eric Young.
You want to hear him? Okay. No! Adios for now. I got somebody at my door.
When you get your memory all the way back, you win the world title belt, but you also remember that it was Jeff Jarrett who left you for dead. LAX is just doing Jarrett's dirty work. So if you don't want Eric Young to die, you have to take a dive for Jeff Jarrett.
I have your partner. I swear to you, if you give me any trouble, I will erase you and that punk off this earth. I've done it before.
Do you think TNA is the only place that allows this kind of behavior? So your sneak attack from earlier is either Kennedy or Orton. If you choose Kennedy, you're actually going to get both men being in on it.
Mr. Kennedy is the assailant, but also so was Randy Orton. And it looks like they spent a lot of time in the batting cages.
Again!
Thank God John Cena also likes to cosplay as a heroic Marine.
And Jericho, to get a little bit of revenge, dresses up like a masked Marine, and then wins his Mania match for the title. Murder does not pay. In the parking lot vs. Rey Mysterio, Rey says something about your car. Okay, it's time for a beating. So now you go, and you can't start the engine.
What? It's a forklift!
Rey Mysterio just happens to have one of the forklifts that I talked about earlier.
Rey Mysterio has your car.
He's got your car, dude.
Oh dear God, Rey. He's trapped! And then he drops the car! There is no way that man survived that fall.
Dirty Dom's gonna have to teach his dad how to survive in the joint now.
Rey, why? Never mind. Your character has arrived back from the hospital. Again, you gotta call it a medical center, guys. Rey jumps you again and tosses you into a trunk. He's gonna take you straight to hell. And now we got a monster truck running over Rey's car.
What kind of bastard would run over somebody's car? Run over somebody's car twice.
These wrestlers are sick.
This goes all the way back to the old games. You should hear what Doink the Clown caused.
One of the skyrockets exploded too close to the elephants and caused them to panic. They trampled down the entire ring and a sizable percentage of the audience as well. It took a few hours, several hundred tranquilizer darts to get the situation under control. But the survivors of the audience claim to have had the time of their lives that night.
What about some of this unhinged behavior from our original characters?
Pretty sure Red was going to beat Von Braun to death.
Whoa. You could kill someone with that.
I know, that's the point.
And this is the type of behavior that comes from the top.
But don't worry, I'm not going to accuse you of attempted murder or nothing.
My Undertaker has been working night and day on something special just for you.
If they're not trying to put you in a coffin, they're turning into human scorpion hybrids. This doesn't look like Sting. This looks like a boss you'd face late into a Resident Evil game.
Torrie Wilson has started coming to the ring with you.
He's such a good friend. And in case you were wondering, that's all he is to me. Hint, hint.
He's a professional. Do you seriously think he's gonna bust up a successful team over a woman?
The next message Torrie sends you is about how she can't manage you this week, and she says that Edge seems kind of upset. Yeah, more than a little upset. Edge actually grabs Torrie in the parking lot.
Listen, I know if we just spend some more time together, you'd come around.
This is sick.
In fact, that's exactly what I've got planned.
And according to this magazine article, people haven't seen them in days. What the And instead of this being a legal matter, it ends up all good after you beat him in a match. Torrie is surprisingly chill for somebody who just got kidnapped. The Dark Order will kidnap your character and force you to join the Dark Order. At first, it doesn't even seem like a recruitment. Brody Lee clotheslines you, but then when you wake up, after being unconscious, John Silver has tied you up. You see Anna, you see Brody, you see John Silver, but you're still not super receptive about joining them, and you're starving. You haven't eaten since being kidnapped. In a scene straight out of Being the Elite, Brody's gonna whack John Silver with the recruitment papers, and she's gonna spank John Silver for him. Spanking?
Oh, so maybe the Dark Order should have answered that email from Stephanie.
There was a whole Game Boy Color game based on the idea of Stephanie being kidnapped. It was called WWF Betrayal, and you could choose whether you wanted to play as The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, or Undertaker. It's a classic beat-em-up style layout, and at the very end, you earn a title shot from Vince McMahon because you saved his daughter. It's such a beat-em-up, you even have an elevator level.
Vince McMahon was the one behind the kidnapping of his own daughter, for some reason. A Vince reason.
Triple H is about to leave in a helicopter with Stephanie, but you arrive just in time. And now you're brawling on the roof of Titan Tower. I thought that's something you only do during the pandemic era. This environment is ripe with Me Too issues. Why is the Dream walking around with spare handcuff keys? What is he up to?
Now he's handcuffed and trayed to the ropes, just like how this all started.
This is getting ugly. The man's helpless.
We need someone to put an end to this right now.
You need a locker room leader to get this man under control. Oh, never mind. Our locker room leader? He's going through Trish Stratus's underwear.
Can you imagine how Trish looks in this? Or these? I'm more interested in what she looks like out of them.
Hey! What do you think you're doing? That's my stuff.
I think we'd make a great threesome.
And we don't take no for an answer.
Okay, well how about hell no? Now get the hell out of here.
Ew. horny dead man.
But me and him, we could handle her, if you know what I'm saying.
I am, not gonna comment here.
When I defeat you for your championship, it will be for the will of the creatures of the night, not some woman.
So is Undertaker pro-woman or women weaken the knees?
You're better off without her. She's way out of your league. You couldn't handle her.
Oh, be better, guys.
These divas are just surrounded by men who struggle to control their bad impulses.
Just the little lady I was looking for. Must be pretty flattering to have all those boyfriends doing all that fighting over you like that, huh?
What do you want, JBL?
You'll do anything it takes to help him, right?
I would do anything he wanted me to do.
Oh, what do you think? This guy is good. Yeah.
Yeah, get some, Jeff. Oh, and here's Edge to ruin the move.
Get away from her. Talk about
And now here's Cena. He's seen enough. These guys are out of control.
And girls.
The girls can be just as bad.
Maurice is giving the kiss of death to everyone in the Raw locker room.
Even our announcers, too?
You don't say no to a chick like that. I'd be happy to ref that match if it meant Tori Wilson owed me a favor.
I should go down there and see if Trish needs mouth-to-mouth. And maybe some CPR.
And our GMs?
What'd you do to your hair? It looks different. So,
Hey, Eric. You want it? I'll catch up with you next week.
Thanks, Teddy. I'll see you Thursday.
Damn. I hate to see that girl go, but I love watching her leave. Holla.
The Beast is unleashed and has a deal in place where he gets to own Trish Stratus for a year.
In exchange for the title, Trish's contract is exclusive to me.
Own her contract, not her as a person.
She's mine for the next year.
But you can't blame me for interpreting it that way. He said it very, very creepy.
And you gotta stop Randy here from, to Candace.
I'm saying is my hotel room's right down the street from the arena.
No, thank you.
And Edge, he turns on you too.
You push Edge, who collides into Candice Michelle. Tempers are running real hot now.
But wait, she's still gonna stick with the winner between you and Edge.
I know this has gotten personal, but let's not forget, business is business. I'll stick with whichever one of you walks out with the championship.
The possessive boyfriend trope is real common in these stories.
Rene Dupree is threatening to kill you because you snooped on Tori Wilson as she came out of the shower.
I've had just about enough of you, pal. Next week I'm gonna show you what happens when you miss with me, my woman, or my dog Fifi.
He's got a point. How's he the heel? You're a dude who just burst into the women's locker room. Were you expecting a peep show? Taz calls her a hot tomato. Tori tells Rene Dupree, you gotta focus. You just keep losing. Rene blames her.
Well, maybe if you'd stop distracting me while I'm in that ring, I wouldn't be losing so much.
You know what? Maybe Tori can be my manager instead.
Don't you get it? She's not interested. Take a hike. If you know what is good for you.
Tori isn't gonna manage you.
Flirting with you-know-who, you can't manage me, period. How am I supposed to focus on my matches when you're running around behind my back?
Oh, no, we don't need anything that reminds us of a certain rabid Wolverine.
And if anyone says that they saw you talking to anyone at all, there's gonna be some very unpleasant consequences for you, sweetheart.
So Tori's gonna stay backstage, but even with her backstage, Renee loses to Big Show. Your character keeps impressing Tori, so Renee's gonna put Tori's contract up for grabs. It's you versus him.
You want Tori so badly, huh? This Sunday at Judgment Day, why don't you fight me for her contract in a last man standing match?
You're going home alone, and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
He's Rene Dupree, so obviously he lost, and his girl moves on pretty quickly and starts making out with your character. And then there's Ripper's girlfriend. She's gonna leave her man to go with Hulk Hogan's new BFF. Hose ain't loyal, brother, and the Ripper is about to beat on his girlfriend for leaving, but she actually beats him up. He's got some unfinished business. Okay, well, it's cool, Hulk. They're just gonna be over there making out. Your characters in story mode always seem to have a problem with Edge. Edge always wants to hang around your girl.
How long do I have to stay here? I need to get back to work.
Sweetie, you're in no shape to do that. Think of your health. If only there was someone who could sort of fill in for you until you recover, which will hopefully be very, very soon.
Well, you could fill in for me.
That's a great idea. I just happen to have these power of attorney papers. Sign them, and I'll get back at Kennedy for me. For us. For both of us.
Okay, I think that sounds right. I guess.
You did the right thing, babe. I'll be back to check on you later. Love ya. Bye.
Could be worse, could be Chavo. He's telling you to stay away from Sable, and you're just out here poking your head into other people's relationships.
Hey, Sable. I'm sorry last week didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped, but I was thinking, maybe you'd give me another chance.
Chavo, you do know that no means no, right?
Are you kidding? Get out of here, you creep.
And once you learn that lesson, let Vince know too. Chavo really could be any random generated wrestler in this story mode, and he just keeps getting more controlling. Speaking of controlling, you got Randy Orton trying to take away Jillian Hall.
No, Randy!
Come on, Jillian, what's your problem?
My problem? You're my problem, Randy. Now get lost!
But it looks like Bobby Lashley's gonna step up and save her from being abused.
I'm not going anywhere until...
Hey, is that the way you treat a lady?
What the lady wants is between the lady and me, Bobby.
Domestic violence to Orton?
And listen, I'm gonna take Jillian home, just in case Orton decides he wants to take out his frustrations on her. I'll be there to make sure that doesn't happen, so don't worry about it.
Then we have Matt Hardy with, Melina? And they're worried about Jillian Hall with Randy Orton.
Randy Orton won't leave her alone. It's making her a total wreck. She needs help.
Being in a bad relationship isn't the only way a diva gets owned.
They take the roster split very seriously. You can't even go on to the other show. And here comes Matt Hardy over to SmackDown.
And he's gonna physically drag Stacy Keebler back over to Raw. All these men talking about Stacy's fate without Stacy having any say. Stacy isn't a piece of property, she's a human being. And by beating Raw superstars, that will make Stacy free to sign with SmackDown. Even though you help defend her, she's still gonna make you compete for her services in a Raw Battle Royal.
Don't worry, they're not gonna all gang up on you. There's a lot of interest in my services on this show, too. And whoever wins the match wins me.
But if you can outlast all these guys, get it? It will prove that you can go all night long. Just call you Mr. Lionel Richie.
You need to outlast all those other guys because I need a man who can go all night long.
She does a sexy walk away, but sometimes it's not that easy. Like Eric Bischoff holding her captive to Raw. He's not gonna trade her over to Teddy Long. You gotta remember, he thinks that you stole that title belt, so Stacy Keebler is not going to your brand, even if you guys haven't talked since that argument. You ruined WrestleMania in Eric Bischoff's mind, and he's never going to entertain anything that will help you. So Stacy is just gonna be captive to Eric, since Teddy Long won't risk doing a champ vs. champ match. Yes, they are that serious about holding you to a contract.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've been meaning to say hi to you for a while. It's just kind of tricky to do when you're not on the same show.
I love how the brand warfare feels a lot like Romeo and Juliet.
But I watch SmackDown every week, and I've got to say, you're incredible. I asked Eric Bischoff to bring me along tonight just so that I could meet you.
Can't you see that it's SmackDown that understands you?
Trish, there you are. Come on, it's time to go. What are you doing wasting your time with this jerk anyway?
You're with Randy and he's upset. Come on, Trish. You belong with me.
JBL owns Tori Wilson's contract. She's now exclusive property of JBL.
Tori Wilson is the exclusive property of John Bradshaw.
Stone Cold jokes that's the only way JBL could actually get a woman, by buying one.
That's a damn lie. Women everywhere fall at my feet. I am a wealthy man. I am a captain of industry. I am a wrestling god.
Well, you and me for Tori's contract.
JBL isn't gonna fall for that. Go find one of your boyfriends, Stone Cold.
Go backstage and get one of your boyfriends to team up with you, and you can face my current administration in a match later on tonight.
It's an odd thing for a guy who's standing next to Orlando Jordan to say. Stone Cold eventually wins back Tori Wilson's freedom. What a guy that Stone Cold is.
He's a lucky dude, Cole. Tori's contract and a victory over the WWE champion all in one night.
And I don't think his night's over yet, if you know what I mean.
No, Cole, I don't know what you mean. Why don't you spell it out for me? You're such a tool.
These girls gotta be careful. Some of these wrestlers seem like they are ready to cross a few lines.
I knew I was a chick magnet, but apparently I'm a skank magnet too. How about that?
Hey, do you know where I could get some handcuffs on short notice?
And now I'm worried.
Even lay their hands on them.
They may even lay their hands on a female wrestler.
And I don't think the crowd would mind, because here they are chanting, slut, slut, slut. Which is why I completely understand why Maurice feels she needs a bodyguard like Mark Henry.
Since you are, you know, the world's strongest man, maybe you could help pretty little me.
Did you lock your keys in your car again?
Or you. No, I need someone big enough, tough enough to take care of this stalker bothering me.
That boy ain't right.
But you're so strong, and my body, it needs guarding.
And then we have Cap's old friend who betrays her just to be able to own her contract.
Anyone tries to interrupt my best friend's hard-won moment, it's gonna be me.
No, they've been friends for years.
Don't trust anybody.
She's gonna take Cap away from the WWE.
And make her basically compete for nothing at her old wrestling
According to this legally binding document, you're still signed exclusively to TBD. You can't work anywhere else. You can't be champion anywhere else. And you belong to me.
But she's a WWE superstar.
Not according to Geneva Rose.
Regal thinks that this is legally binding, and now TBD has to go back to the indies. At least she has this cool vintage theater where she gets to wrestle at.
You came home for this?
Cap and her old friend, they duke it out. And I guess this story mode's gonna pass the Bechdel test with this much female-on-female interaction. They settle their beef.
You feel any better now? That you forced me back here? Ugh. No. And I hurt like hell.
Geneva Rose is still your friend. And once you settle your feud, she wants you to go back to WWE and beat Becky Lynch and become world champion. Girl power. Well, with all this anarchy going around, you're gonna need the cops, so that somebody will enforce the law. Stop all these horrible actions from taking place. You can't just take the law into your own walking tall hands. You're not The Rock in the video game Rockpocalypse.
Hey, is anyone out there? Hello? Hello?
This is a real game. One where The Rock is in his own trailer, and something terrible has gone down. And you gotta gather clues and fight the thugs. Or are they movie studio contractors?
Who knew that The Rock still had such bad feelings towards Vin Diesel?
Or, if we can't afford the cops, at least get some security guards. You make one wrong move, and you could spend the night before WrestleMania in a jail cell.
It looks like I'm gonna spend the night in jail for what I'm about to do to you.
Maybe with Dirty Dom, who's really been hardened ever since he spent time in the joint.
Prison rules. One of my boys, he can get me a discount on a taser.
A taser?
That's right. Kane's gonna get got when he least expects it.
Jail time is just what happens when you try to fight the system.
The SWAT team's not out here tonight to protect Braun Strowman, from an insane person.
And when I say fight the system, I mean killing many security guards and officers. Yeah, you just sent them falling to their death. Who cares if they have families? You got a job to do. You've been sent to destroy WrestleMania, which you'll be able to do by winning a match at WrestleMania?
I devised a plan to hit him where he will feel it the most. WrestleMania 19. And if WrestleMania doesn't take place, then Vince will be ruined forever.
Without Law and Order, this place is gonna turn into Mad Max, which actually happened in a WWE Story Mode. Survivor Rhea. Yes, Rhea Ripley is a survivor. All the current superstars are gonna try to make it in this current hellscape. You got Corbin the Gatekeeper, Survivor Roman, Grand Champion Batista, Corrupted Jack Gallagher. Whoa, okay, that joke's gonna be too easy. Just gonna walk right by it. You're gonna fight for your way against other tribes. Seth the Wanderer arrives.
Seth the Wanderer is able to win his match,
and the Thunderdome crowd loves him now.
And then there's Grand Champion Batista. Nice goggles. Must be tough to wrestle with all this sand blowing around in the desert air. I bet Elias is a popular guy in society now, since you need entertainment, and he knows how to play the guitar.
Woods, can you imagine what it would be like to be in this world?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
It would be terrible.
Wrestling is a seedy business. From something small like vandalism,
that's blatant vandalism right there,
where if you get caught, maybe you have a parole officer.
Think you could help me out?
Is it something you should be talking to your parole officer about?
To getting death threats.
You mean victim? So how do you want to die tonight?
And the officers are not going to help you.
Look, I wanted to let you know. The police haven't come up with anything about the accident 2 weeks ago.
Wrestlers frown on you snitching on them.
Oh, you tell him, Cena. Fight the power. Don't take any guff from the man.
You need real help, which is why you have Call of Duty wrestlers. Cody's got a gun, so does Rhea.
Mommy doesn't need arms when she can swing a chair with that much brutality.
Oh my God, steel chair to the skull!
These games have to figure out a way to differentiate themselves. You put them out every year, you gotta do something different. So you have game modes being exclusive to certain games. Like WrestleMania 19, where you're killing construction workers and security guards while scaling the triple cage. You know, this is really what WCW Backstage Assault should have been.
It's like the WCW World War III cage, which makes me ask, where's David Arquette? And how much was Vince paying this crew to be so loyal? Is this William Regal? Or JCVD meets Jackie Chan? Forget doing wrestling training. These guys need to be sent to a parkour gym.
And like real wrestling, having to swing for your safety. Is this William Regal or a contestant for American Ninja Warrior? And all of this is done so that Stephanie can destroy her father's chances of having a successful WrestleMania. Why is a shirtless Rock out here trying to defend a blue-collar construction site?
Could you imagine the Big Show having to do this? Or Big Daddy V? Or the Great Khali? He's having a panic attack. I think he realizes what he's being asked to do. And now he just got hit by a car. Thanks for coming.
What about we just stick to something normal? Something you'd see on TV. Oh, R.I.P. the old school bra and panties matches.
I win.
Damn, Stephanie's got some crazy eyes trying to introduce you to the Raw roulette wheel. Yeah, I think she went a little too Vegas with Ric Flair. Let's settle for something normal, like an Inferno match.
Sleep well, Rock. Now I roll you. Enjoy the flames. Oh, this is the most inelegant way to kill someone, to roll them into fire.
Or fulfill your fantasy. We got beds and pillows and French maid costumes and hot women trying to strip each other. If you fulfill your fantasy, you win.
Man, she's not going easy on her, Cole. Stick a fork in it, Cole. This match is
And
done.
of course, the Hell in a Cell, the ultimate blow-off match.
The end-all, be-all. Hell in a Cell is where it takes place.
I've decided to put the two of them into a match where we can be sure to have a decisive winner and a definitive WWE champion. That match will be Hell in the Cell.
This is where you settle the feud, where careers are made and ended.
Let me get this straight. You want me in a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania? You must be joking. You're completely insane. You know that? But all right, you asked for it.
Oh, so I guess the idea of careers being ended in an instance wasn't enough to stop people from wanting to fight in the Hell in a Cell. You don't want to be called a chicken, McFly, by backing out of a Hell in a Cell match.
Will this environment be able to contain all the action?
Is the World Heavyweight Champion afraid to meet the WWE Champion in a Hell in a Cell?
Guys like Mick Foley, they weren't chicken.
Then you need to test your limits in the match that made mankind legendary. Hell in a Cell.
So I suggested a little match that I keep near and dear to my heart, not to mention my ruptured kidney, busted ribs, and the incisor that found its way through my upper lip and lodged itself in my nose for all the world to see. So in case you haven't guessed by now, let me spell it out for you. Your World Heavyweight title match at WrestleMania is going to be a Hell in a Cell. Have a nice day!
But then you have some weird match types, like the Slobber Knocker match, which aims to see how fast can you squash the entire roster. You hit your finisher and call it a day. Perfect job for The Undertaker. All of these guys eating a last ride. Or how about a tuxedo wedding-themed match? Or the ultimate match. It's Angry Birds, but also WWE. This isn't a weird fan game. This is actually an official release. They warn you, don't try this just anywhere.
Where would I be able to try this?
Vince McMahon is going to strip you of your title, and the only way you're getting back to WrestleMania is by slinging yourself against your fellow wrestlers in the ring? Your opponents are like the Angry Bird pigs, and your chosen wrestler is the bird. I think this is the only time anyone has ever said The Undertaker is like Redbird.
Rest in peace, Triple H. Rest in peace, Randy Orton. Rest in peace.
AEW? Well, they decided, let's get really nuts. You could do Penta Says, which is Simon Says, AEW style. Then you have Chip Getter, where casino chips are gonna fall from the sky, but also bomb. Pop quiz is simple. We all know what that is.
Do I play Box Breaker with Bond Breaker? Oh, how come Kenny Omega isn't cosplaying as Bomberman? Some days the Elite just can't get rid of a bomb.
And then, of course, Home Run Derby with Sheeta.
Baseball is so much more fun when it feels like MLB Slugfest for the PS2. Let's just keep it simple. No weird mini games. Just let me fight anywhere. Like in a bar with fun animations like this or this. Let's just give the producers a big round of applause for all the fun we've gotten from these games. Let's thank Fush, Mike, Brian, Dude Man, and of course Dawn with 2 N's. Who taught these guys to program?
Then it was time to get really busy. Working with artists and programmers, we crammed all the WWF energy into a video game that's more exciting and real than anything you've ever seen.
Oh, the excellence of execution did. My apologies.
Oh man, watch Big Show!
Is that why the Big Show just glitched out on me, giving out invisible choke slams?
Had a good time tonight.
And if Sheamus and his cohorts want to have any fun at Survivor Series, then they'll need some way to stop the world's largest athlete.
Come on, you guys. There it is, right there in front of you the whole time. You're dereferencing a no-pointer. Open your eyes.
This just must be another match that featured the Invisible Man himself, Mr. You Can't Actually See Me, John Cena. Or should I say, Super Cena.
Never give up trying to see him.
This is it. We've made it. It's the end. The big event is here.
We're 4 days away from the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania.
We're gonna crown a true champion.
Even if you make it to WrestleMania and get the main event, it doesn't mean Vince is thrilled about it. He may even try to make things a lot easier for your challenger.
Look at you. You could barely stand. You won't even be able to make it to the ring at WrestleMania, much less defend your championship. But I can't wait to watch you try.
This is your chance to become a legend, to become immortal. Like, you know who. Maybe you become immortal by beating Roman Reigns. You bring him back from his 3-year stint in Hollywood.
The only table you're the head of anymore is the one that Rock brushes his crumbs onto.
You're gonna hold the belt longer than he ever did, you survive his sneak attack, and you win an impromptu Mania match. Or you could have it against another ex-Shield guy, Seth, but he's not Seth the Wanderer anymore. He's Seth freaking Rollins. You were once allies with Seth, but not anymore. So he's gonna use his crew to get the win on the biggest stage of them all. But it backfires. And I think you earn his lackeys' respect. They're no longer Seth's crew when you win the match. It's nice to see your fellow wrestlers happy for your success.
You were the better man tonight, Batista. No doubt.
You put up one hell of a fight yourself, Ray. You got nothing to be ashamed of.
That's true. But tonight is your night. All this is for you. You earned this. Savor this moment, because this is what it's all about.
Maybe you're gonna go for an even bigger prize. You are gonna defeat John Cena at WrestleMania for the championship.
John, I'm sorry to interrupt your celebration. Please, carry on.
Which, in this scenario, you can actually have a heel RVD pull off.
Finally, you make it to the Hall of Fame. You've done it all. And in SmackDown 2008, you're gonna get inducted in by Vince McMahon.
On behalf of myself, my family, and WWE fans worldwide, let me say thank you.
In WWE 12, Triple H on his throne says he feels like he's done it all.
I want to thank you all for being a part of tonight, because this was my last match. I just have nothing left to prove. I have nothing left to give, other than my profound thanks.
In WWE 2K15, they actually started making a big deal about the Hall of Fame. When you retire, you hug it out, and then all the dates of your biggest accomplishments scroll across the screen. 2K16, the same thing happens, except this time, Triple H is at the Hall of Fame, and he's inducting you in. The Authority is finally cool with you. Or maybe you became the Authority. 2K19, the entire story revolves around Hall of Fame night. It starts off with Ronda Rousey in the ring, giving a speech about how Trey and Red always had each other's back.
They truly are a package deal.
Their whole story started with a list that they made when they were teenagers.
We're going to use it to make a list of everything we'll accomplish someday when we become WWE superstars.
Trey was adopted, and he never knew his real parents. And Red uses the letter that Trey got from them to convince him to follow his dream. We cut back to modern day at the Hall of Fame, and The Rock has sent him a message. He's watching. Well, that's all good, but Red's a libertarian. She voted for Kane. Trey's adopted parents have given him a car that him and Red can drive off to college. Trey is already lying to his parents, and his dad is only concerned about earning free points and the rewards that you get on your credit card purchases.
I'm about 10,000 short of a free trip to someplace warm, and you're gonna help me get there.
Red and Trey are not on their way to college. They're actually on their way to train at the dungeon in Calgary.
Are you excited as I am?
I don't think that's possible, considering you've already had 3 energy drinks before we've even left town.
Red should cool it with the energy drinks. You don't want your heart to explode before you even get a chance to take a bump at the Heart Dungeon.
They should have done a bit more research.
So you drove all the way to Calgary thinking you were going to train with Bret Hart? I've done some stupid stuff in my life, but that takes the cake.
What a dumbass. Trey and Red eventually do find a trainer, Riley Flash. And he looks like Kenny Powers rocking a pair of Zubaz.
Remind me why I show up here every day to get tortured?
That's not torture if you're paying for it. Now, what I didn't tell you was that match was actually a tryout.
For what? Is WWE coming to town?
Red's a bit more advanced at the start than Trey, so she's already crossing items off the list.
Ooh, well, he actually gets to debut too. By accomplishing this, they're checking off the first few things on their list. Riley introduces the crowd to his new rookies. But while things are looking up, the parents of Trey realize, you lied, and they're able to lock the car from a remote location.
We got an alert about a substantial charge in Canada for something called Riley Flash's Wrestling Academy. You have to be realistic. You are never going to make it as a pro wrestler.
There's a better chance of me dating a supermodel.
Frank!
Which is impossible because your mom is stunning, and I would never date anyone else.
Red is also upset with Trey. Didn't Red kind of force him to lie? Isn't that what kept the dream alive?
I think our only option is to hit the road and try to make some money on the indies. But we'll have to start roughing it like actual up-and-coming wrestlers.
Back in present day, Lita remembers the time that they wrestled in a baseball stadium, which helped cross another item off the list. When they finally do a show back in their hometown, they run into Brooklyn Von Braun, who's the town hero. She's a superstar in the world of MMA.
This was our chance to show our friends and family just how far we had come. Well, at least our friends.
Throughout the story, Trey has the idea of also reuniting with his birth parents, the ones who wrote the motivational letter that started him down the road to pursuing his dream. They didn't actually write the letter, Red did, and she did it with the support of his adopted parents. So Red is now in the Mae Young Classic, and she wants to win the thing. It's another thing to cross off the list, and she does just that. Triple H gives her the Mae Young trophy. Come on, do the point. Trey congratulates you.
Back in current day, on the red carpet, Trey is ready to try an announcer's career.
If you're looking to freshen things up around here, then you know where to find me.
Are you trying to take my job?
What? I'd never do that. Don't be so insecure, Byron.
A future where Velveteen Dream is at a Hall of Fame award ceremony.
Red. Trey.
Velveteen.
Congratulations. But just keep in mind, it's one thing to achieve your dreams, but you will never be the dream.
Yeah, that's going to be something that's only going to happen in the world of video games.
Feeling left behind, Trey hijacks a segment on NXT just to get noticed. Red's making a name for herself. She's already become NXT Women's Champion, which allows her to cross off another item from the list. Way to go there, Earl Hickey. Flashing back to the current day Hall of Fame event, a letter shows up, and it says that Trey's real parents are finally gonna show up. But Red knows that this is a lie. She wrote the letter, and her past self even warns her, please, don't give away our secret.
From the start of his wrestling career, Trey would ask for 2 tickets to leave for his biological parents if they were to ever show up at one of his matches.
I always pictured them looking like me, but older. And in my mom's case, more female-ier.
Oh, poor Red. Lita is such a good mentor. She wants to present you two on stage. You guys are a package deal. And you pull out the list again. Red was crossing off a lot more items than Trey. Now they started to get pretty far along in their career. They were now on the level of Von Braun.
I would never throw rocks at a sign like that.
Red was women's champion for 2.5 years.
She even wanted to defend her title against the men.
So I thought about doing an open challenge, but that's a little played out. I could force myself to win with the 4 or 5 count, maybe. Or I could do something really unprecedented and defend my title against male superstars.
Red and Trey always had each other's back. But one time, Trey had to team with Von Braun to go up against Red and one of her partners in the finals of the Mixed Match Classic. The video game actually gives you the choice, would you rather play as Red or Trey? Von Braun is always scheming, and she offers to help Trey out, make him a better submission artist as he goes into his match against Samoa Joe. Red gets very jealous that you've buddied up with Von Braun. That's her mortal enemy, and she's always had this dream of becoming Divas champion. That's on her list. But for some reason, somebody's made a claim to the inactive Divas belt.
Well,
I have some big news to share. I'm a champion. You see, I recently talked to WWE management about bringing back a title from the past, and they agreed I was the perfect superstar to award it to. So I'd like to present to you your new WWE Divas champion, me!
She actually broke in and stole your list. You should never trust Brooklyn Von Braun. Brooklyn Von Braun used her influence to allow her to become Divas champion. How did she even know about this belt? She stole the list. Red gets her revenge when she beats Brooklyn for the Divas title, and is able to cross that off the list. Von Braun has one more trick. She's gonna expose the fake letter.
Why? Why didn't they want to be my parents? The truth is, we did, but we had to make the hardest decision of our lives because we didn't feel we could give you the life you deserved.
Red feels so guilty that she's able to be blackmailed into retiring. And if she retires, Trey's gonna retire too. You guys are a package deal.
I never expected my plan to work this well and cause your idiot friend to retire too. It's like getting rid of 2 turds with 1 stone.
Back in current day, Trey notices 2 older people walk in and sit in those seats. Oh my god, that's his parents. Or so he thinks.
But it's not all bad news. Since they are now technically retired, they are eligible for the Hall of Fame.
We're going into the WWE Hall of Fame together.
Really? Wow, I'm shocked. I mean, I thought it would happen someday, but definitely not this fast.
They didn't say this, but I'm assuming they want to capitalize on my crossover appeal as host of ANTHM.
Von Braun is pulling out all the stops to ruin this Hall of Fame induction for Trey and Red. She's had quite a problem with it. She went over to bitch to Triple H. And sure, Trey and Red aren't on the Hall of Fame level as your Drew Carey, but you know what? They deserve this.
So it doesn't matter if you or anyone else disagrees, they are going to get the recognition they deserve.
Von Braun exposes the entire lie.
That lovely older couple in the audience, they're not Trey's parents. I know, because they're fakes I hired to be here.
Your parents are dead.
But your father's dead. Dead.
It's gonna be Von Braun and Samoa Joe versus Red and Trey at WrestleMania.
And we're gonna get a preview right now at the Hall of Fame.
That fight could have gone better for Red and Trey.
Brooklyn even tears the famous list. That's it. She just made the new list.
When they arrive back to their hotel room, she says she wrote the letter because it broke her heart to see Trey so sad. And this is also the part in the Hallmark movie where the 2 of them realize they've been in love with each other the entire time.
Hey, just wanted to let you know, I left 2 open seats in the audience just like you always did.
Why? I mean, obviously my birth parents aren't showing up anytime soon. So was it just for good luck or out of respect or something?
You'll see.
When they arrive to WrestleMania, a whole bunch of lists start falling from the sky, but they only have one last objective on them. It's to beat Samoa Joe and Von Braun. Trey and Red make their opponents tap out in the ring. Trey's adopted parents come into the ring. You've always made us proud. And also, we got really into doing puzzles, so we were able to reassemble the list.
Luckily, we've gotten good at puzzles in our old age.
Oh my gosh! I thought I lost you, but you're back.
There's one thing left on there we need to finish crossing off.
And this is where they would kiss, right? This is a romantic comedy. They're in love. Just admit it.
Back to the Hall of Fame, the music plays as we celebrate.
Well, I can't wait to see what future wrestling games are going to present us with their story modes. Really, you could do absolutely anything with these story modes. You could recreate famous wrestling scenarios, or I don't know, go crazy like the Red, the Trey, the Buzz. These type of storylines where anything's possible, and you could do stuff that's canon, plays off history, but also time travel, friggin' dimension hop. You really have all the options.
Now we have the island, where we have WWE-themed landmarks. And that reminds me a lot of that WrestleMania Scooby-Doo movie. Wait, you can just buy Jordans now? Oh, and I like what I'm being promised. The ability to fight in the middle of a wrestling convention.
So it'll be interesting to see where 2K, and if AEW ever makes a second game, which they will, and I mean, there's the other kind of weird mobile games. Tell me about those. There's clearly stuff I would have missed, even though I tried to go over everything that I saw of interest from the last almost 40 years of wrestling games. And the great thing about wrestling games is the wrestlers never age. Everyone is at their prime. You could take an 88 Hulk Hogan and have him go up against a 97 Stone Cold. You could literally have prime Steiner brothers with Rick Steiner's son, Braun Breaker, go up against Rikishi and his sons. If you like this video and this series, tell me if there's things I possibly missed from, I don't know, the Japanese wrestling games, mobile games, if there's things that match some of the tropes that you saw in the... God, how many parts did I cut this up into? Who knows, right? Like, click, subscribe. You could probably see this entire series after episode 1 just by, you know, becoming a member of the channel and seeing the unlisted videos. See it early?
Everything has to come to an end. I mean, I know viewers think they want a super long story that goes on and on forever, but really, isn't something shorter with an actual ending better?